How do you use callback functions in JavaScript? Imagine you're cooking dinner and need to wait for the oven to finish before you can do the next step. Callback functions in JavaScript work like that. They let you tell the computer what to do after a task is done. They are a way to handle actions that happen after something else, especially when things take time, like loading data or waiting for user input. First, you need to create a callback function. This can be a named function you write out, or an anonymous function that you define right where you use it. For example, you might have a function that greets someone and then calls another function to say goodbye. You pass the second function as an argument to the first. When the first function runs, it will call the callback function at the right moment. Here's a simple example. You have a function called greet that takes a name and a callback. Inside greet, it logs a greeting message, then calls the callback function. The callback could be anything, like saying goodbye or doing some other task. You pass the callback function when you call greet. Callbacks are super useful when working with asynchronous tasks. For example, if you want to run some code after a timer finishes, you can use set timeout. You give set timeout a function to run after a certain number of milliseconds. That function is your callback. When the timer expires, the callback runs. Another common use is with event listeners. When you add an event listener to a button, you give it a function to run when the button is clicked. That function is a callback. It only runs when the event happens, which makes your code responsive to user actions. Callbacks are also used with promises, which are a way to handle asynchronous operations more smoothly. When a promise resolves, you can run a callback function inside the then method. This way, your code waits for the promise to finish before moving on. When you pass a callback, remember not to add parentheses after it. If you write callback, it runs immediately. Instead, just pass the function name without parentheses so it can be called later. Callbacks can run immediately, which are called synchronous callbacks, or later, which are asynchronous callbacks. Synchronous callbacks happen during the main execution, like in array methods such as filter or map. Asynchronous callbacks happen after some event or delay, like in timers or event handlers. For example, if you want to filter an array to find only positive numbers, you pass a function to the filter method. That function tests each number and returns true or false. It's a callback that runs for each element. To sum up, using callback functions in JavaScript involves passing a function as an argument to another function. The receiving function then calls the callback at the right moment, whether immediately or after some delay. Callbacks are key for handling asynchronous tasks, events, and customizing how functions behave. Mastering callbacks helps you write more flexible, responsive, and efficient JavaScript code, especially when working with web pages that need to react to user actions or load data in the background.